What is up, y'all? It's Coffee. Make sure to hit them buttons for me. But peep it, man, everyone, of course, always remembers the big rap beefs that got a lot of headlines, like Jade versus Nas, Ether, Takeover. I mean, come on, right? Or as of right now, Kendrick and Drake, even though that one is over. Done data, man. Kendrick body Drake. And all y'all Drake stands, Drake fans, never forget it. Stop the cap. Give me a K-Dots, the truth in the comments if y'all concur and agree with that, man. I'm just this whole, like, to each their own. A big part of my channel is saying, like, hey, let's agree to disagree. Let's debate. Let's have discussions about stuff. But we ain't got to be, like, getting heated and talking ish to each other and taking it there. Let's agree to disagree if necessary. But, I mean, this one is just... Kendrick and Drake thing is just not even close, and it's irking me a bit. So we gotta keep putting that out there, man. Comment your thoughts on all that. But back to what I was saying, the big beefs, right? Everyone remembers it. Like we said, Jay and Nas, right? But Jay also took some shots at Mobb Deep, or I think Nas and Memph Bleek had some bars exchanged at each other, whatever. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Like beefs that spin off of the main beefs don't always get as much attention or discussed as much. So hit the comments, guys. Talk about that as well, like other beefs and beefs that spawned off beefs, and interesting tracks that came out, or things you don't get discussed, things that you don't think get discussed enough when it comes to the music like that, and the competition, the competitive nature that brings focus and passion out of these artists to just really get at each other. Beef on wax is always better than beef IRL or in the streets or whatever, even though sometimes that does happen. We ain't trying to see that happen. I ain't trying to. But with all this being said, another big beef in hip hop that's been known forever, and it's kind of ancient history these days, but it's still hits the news from time to time that it's still going on and that it will never end. We ain't even gonna say seemingly will never end. 50 Cent and Jade will never squash the issue. They will never be cool. And that's just what it is. I think I heard one of them individuals talking about we'll be in rocking chairs in nursing homes dissing each other. But, when Fifth signed with Eminem's Shady Records and things started taking off for him, the mixtapes were hitting, the rollout to Get Rich or Die Trying was coming, In the Club was dropping, Wanksta was already out on tracks and all, or mixtapes and all that before the album came out, getting a lot of play where he was bodying Ja Rule. And, the beef goes way before that, obviously. But, Eminem and 50 Cent both inherited each other's beefs in a lot of ways. And he talked about that on Toy Soldiers, right? M was going at it with Benzino, Fifth going at it with Ja Rule and the whole Murder Inc. And one of the beefs that spawned off that gets discussed from time to time, but not as much, is Eminem versus Ja Rule. And I don't know if y'all seen this out there in the blogosphere, circulating around a little quick mashup.
I said something about Hailie and Hailie. Cat and Kim is a known so what's Hailie gonna be when she grows up? And I don't carry guns no more, I don't got to. Got undercover cops that'll legally and I done seen a lot of people cross the line. So this motherfucker job must have lost mind. That X got him thinking you was DMX. Then he switched to Pop, now he's be him next. So which one are you? X, Luther, Pac, or Michael? Just keep singing that same song recycled. We'd all much rather get along than fight you. Me and Hailie dance to your songs, we like you. And you don't really want to step inside Michael. Come on now, you know the white boy will bite you. I hurt your pride, dog. No, I don't like to, but I will if I have to. With syllable after syllable, slap you. You faster than you and pill after little pill of them taps. Shit you want, but if you want it, you got it. You both this shit too. If you want.
Say one nice thing about Ja Rule. Oh, he's alive. I said.
So man, oh man, comment and let me know who y'all thought went harder, had the better diss track, won the beef between M and Ja. Like we said, there was the whole Murder Inc. versus Shady versus G-Unit, Benzino Squad, like everything turned into a lot of it inherited beefs and all that. And it was right at the time when the Shady Records Invasion mixtapes dropped and had all those diss tracks on there. But M to me, won that for sure between him and Ja. Man, he said, me and Hailie danced to your songs, we like you. And, talked about how they had seen each other face to face and it was all love. Everything was cool between him and Ja. And, taking shots at him about the ecstasy and how he's always was feeling the ecstasy and singing and all that. And, making him out to be a drug head was funny and all that. We hear the other people say it, but I still think M won the beef. But the fact of him bringing that up kind of was like, yo, M, like you heavily pushed it out there that you was fucking with all kinds of D-rugs, ecstasy as well, I remember in the music, of course, we heard it, and there's a Howard Stern clip out there where he speaks about it as well. Ja Rule, that you heard there, a lot of people, myself included, were like, whoa, he kind of took it too far when he mentioned Hailie. Not just like mentioning someone's kid, period, is you're crossing a serious line. It's foul, period. But even in which the way he did it was even more like fucked up, man. Talking about, you say your mother's a crackhead and Kim is a gnome. So what's Hailie gonna be when she grows up? Like, whoa, man, what in the fuck? These weren't the only tracks in the beef. There was a lot of other tracks and everything like that. But again, comment, everyone, let me know your thoughts and all that. But what I will say about that Loose Change diss that you heard played in there, in that mashup, I thought it was actually a pretty good diss track. It was fucked up. He mentioned Hailie, but he had some, good bars and shit, some good disses in there. But the only thing that was like fucked up about it all was at the end, or not at the end, in one part of it, he literally misspelled murder. He said 50, you gonna get shot again by the MURDR Inc. Like, come on, Ja. You know what I mean? So to me, that kind of undid any dopeness about the diss track, kind of made him look wild, goofy, and stupid. And one of the dudes from D12, I forget on which diss track it was on, he clowned him too. He said, you claim to be a murderer and spelt it wrong. You know what I'm saying? It just was not a good look at all for Ja Rule. But for real, let's talk all about the beefs, the tracks, other stuff that spawned off the beef. Like I said, other rap beefs and stuff that spawned off those beefs into separate situations, links to dope tracks and stuff like that, stuff that maybe you thought didn't get covered as much. We may even dive into it and do a video on it, possibly. You know what I mean? I'm always extra active in these comments. I let everyone know that's what it's about over here, is hearing from the people. So tap in, let's talk. Make sure to subscribe. But before I close this out, I do want to mention that was not the only time someone dissed Hailie. And I'm sure you guys, some of y'all out there may have definitely heard of Esham, underground acid rap Detroit legend. Been in the game for a long time. And he said some stuff you see on the song Chemical Imbalance, talking about Hailie being in a coma. And like we said, sometimes beefs turn into IRL situations. And, reportedly, allegedly, D12 was on a tour. I don't think Eminem was there, but Esham was there as well. And when he performed it or something, they ended up jumping him, beating his ass a little something. I saw a recent interview from Esham where he got mad. The dude that was doing the interview, like all in all, it was the interview was going somewhat well, but when the whole Eminem-ish got brought up, you could tell that Esham very sensitive about it and does not like to speak about it at all. And when dude kept trying to ask him a bunch of different ways, Esham ended up, I want to say flipping out, but he walked up out of there and concluded the interview quickly, so it's wild the way ish goes down sometimes. He also went on to speak about him and Proof chopped it up before Proof passed, and he was trying to put things out there saying that Proof was unhappy with Eminem, and I don't know, man. And he said he's never seen the 8 Mile movie. What do you guys think about all that? You think he's capping? You think he's telling the truth? And let's talk about it all in the comments. Eminem versus Ja, Esham versus M. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, I look forward to chopping it up with you guys. Again, if you ain't did it already, hit them buttons for me. It's Coffee signing up out here. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.